all good things must come to an end. Manchester United's unbeaten run finally ends at the hands of Newcastle United following a 2-1 loss. Guys, I have two kind of polar opposite feelings right now. Let's get into the first real quickly. A bubbling sense of rage. All right. Um, and let me just say this. None of what I'm about to say is actually going to really be thrown towards Michael Carrick because I actually view this game, and I'll get onto this point later, as a free head for Carrick. But it just feels like we are um, so over heavily reliant on Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he's a fantastic player, but guys, he literally cannot do it all. He simply can't. I'm looking at Bryan Mbeumo down the right. What has he done over the past 5 or 6 games? Like, if he's not getting a goal or assist, he genuinely might as well not even be playing. I look at Cunha down the left. Yes, Cunha tries. And yes, occasionally he makes a moment of brilliance. Think of the Arsenal goal. Think of some of his link-up play throughout the season. But for majority of it, guys, when he starts off the bench, I think he's a great player. But when he starts, what is he really offering you? He's not pacey to tack down the left. He seems like he wants to cut inside. It just feels like he's taking shielded shots, shots that are going to go off the calves of whoever he's going up against. So I feel as if both the wingers are kind of non-factors. Ahmad off the bench right now, he's not playing great. Our only real attacking threats, barring Bruno and Benjamin Sesko, is Joshua Zirkzee, who's probably the exact wrong position you need. Because what, Xerxes not going to play down the left or down the right. He's a giraffe. I mean, I think he's a great player, but he's not going to play as a number 10 or dropping in as a number 9. Those are the actually only two positions in that Manchester United kind of front four that you don't want to drop right now. So we're hamstrung to it being only Bruno or only Sesko until Cunha or until Mbeumo can wake up and just involve themselves more into the game. The amount of times I was hearing the commentary crew tonight talk about, oh, it's on Fernandes now, it's on Fernandes now. It's unfair that every single attack has to be started and ended by the foot of Bruno Fernandes, but it does. That's where we are. We are so reliant on Bruno. I think another player I need to talk about here, Casemiro. I love Casemiro. I think he's had a brilliant season. I think even when Amorim took charge, Casemiro's level just raised 2 to 3 times. But Newcastle probably employ the most anti-Casemiro midfield you could probably generate in Europe. I mean, just in general, I know Bruno Guimaraes was missing, but when you think of the Newcastle midfield, Sandro Tonali, Joelinton, today it was Ramsey filling in for Guimaraes. You are thinking of the 3 most industrious midfielders in the league constantly driving at your number 6 seriously 45 times a game. Rewatch that match and tell me how many times you saw that front or that midfield 3 just lose it all and sprint forward with their heads on fire. I mean, it's not just them, it's then the wingers, it's then Anthony Gordon. They create such venom out of absolutely nothing. Like one stray ball will go away, and all of a sudden you look up and Tonali's sprinting into the opposition box, and you're like, what am I seeing? And that is the exact antithesis of how Casemiro works well. We all know this isn't a revelation here, guys. We all know Casemiro struggles when playing against open acres of space. He's fantastic in tight angles, tight spaces where he gets to use his mentality or his IQ to win the ball. But the second it becomes a foot race against Casemiro, yeah, you might as well just call it quits there. But then again, I look at it and I go, for who? Who are we taking off for Casemiro? Manuel Ugarte? And it's like I can't even feel bad for Carrick. I thought it was smart that he brought on Ugarte. I thought it was smart when he brought on Ugarte. But Newcastle will just always find the way to bring up the exact counter to anything Manchester United does well. And like I mentioned it being a free hit towards Carrick, guys. It really is. I mean, for one, United haven't won at St. James Park since 2020, 2021. when it was like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, it was like 1-1, and in the 92nd minute or something like that, we got a late goal, and then we just stacked on three more. Like it became 4-1 out of absolutely nowhere when it was like 1-1 in the 80th. Since then, guys, it has been draws and losses, and in every single one of those performances, we have gotten popped off the pitch. We did under Amrim, we did under Ragnick, I think, we did under Ten Hag for sure. I don't know. And Newcastle, they get the red card because Ramsey is given a foul for simulation because he jumps over Sonny Lemons and then kind of takes a step and then falls down. A little bit harsh of a second yellow to get him booted off, but I mean, I'm jumping for joy. Just for 45 seconds later, Bruno to clash knees with Gordon inside the Newcastle box. I mean, how many times was Anthony Gordon on the like laying down on the canvas today, guys? I can count at least 25 in about 0.2 of a second. Every single time the guy looks at the ball, he might as well be on the floor. Anyway, Gordon scores, makes it 1-0 to Newcastle in the 45 plus third or whatever. United get a last-ditch free kick. Great header from Casemiro. A beautiful pass from Bruno. I typically don't celebrate that much anymore about United goals, unless it's like towards the very end. But guys, I was beaming for us to go into the half tied 1-1. And I was telling people, in the match right now, I will take a draw so quickly I will snatch your hand off. A lot of people were saying the Arsenal and Man City games towards the beginning of Carrick's tenure, those were kind of free hits. To me, the last free hit of the season was tonight. Win, lose, or draw, I can't really blame Carrick. And I'm not really blaming him for today. It's more of just this mentality we've developed at this place where we just play with such fear and we let the fans get into the match so easily. And what frustrates me more is that this was Newcastle's first home win in 5 matches? I mean, they lost to Everton. I don't know if that was home or away, but they're struggling this season. And we made them look like Champions League contenders, Champions League winners, which is how we addressed everything. We didn't opt to play off in the back once. I speak so much about knowing how to maintain the tempo of the match. And I understand the fans are going to get into it. And I understand Newcastle have, as I mentioned, industrious, brute players. So why? Every single time Sonny Lemons gets on the ball for a goal kick, we're just heaving it forward. Oh yeah, we know Dan Burns, 6'7". We're just trying to win a 1-on-1 against them. Yeah, no, that seems like that's going to work. Play it out from the back. I mean, for half the game, they're playing with 10 men. Play it out from the back. At least see what happens. If you give it up, fine. But you're playing directly into their hands by just heaving balls into the midfield. No one's going to win a 50-50 aerial against Joe Linton or against Dan Burn or against Malik Tao, the center back who they bought from Milan. No one's going to win these. Why are you continuously playing into the hands of it? Non-stop. So as much as I believe Newcastle deserved this win, because they did, because guys, that whole entire second half, it looked like we had 9 or 10 men. It really did. Hell, it looked like we did have 9 men during certain points. Newcastle kept possession. They kept slowly knocking at the door again and again and again. And while I thought the United subs were well timed and well positioned, and there was the right players going out for the right players, it almost didn't mean a single thing. It just didn't. Bruno sliced that ball in towards Mbeumo, who, instead of taking a shot on or trying a flick, just swiveled and then tried to cross it back over to Sesko. That didn't work, and then attempted a cross or something that went out of bounds. I think Cunha had 1 or 2 chances. I know he had a chance in the first half. It's just something about Newcastle. Something about Newcastle away. We can't wake up. We can't get out of first gear. Not a single player, barring Bruno, can think that they had a good game today. Sesko, as great as Sesko has been, poor game today. But then again, I think about it. On what service? On a Bruno Fernandes cross, 50 of them, up against Dan Burn, I wouldn't bet anyone to win a majority of those crosses. We were just so uninventive. And I really think it starts on either wing with Mbeumo and Cunha, who have to take a step up. But I think the thing that hurts the most is just that I mean, Liverpool lost to Wolves, and we didn't even gain a point on them. Chelsea beat Villa today. I mean, no matter what, that result was actually probably going to be good for United because it's is it not Newcastle? I mean, is it not Villa and Chelsea on either side of United? So Chelsea wins, gives us a great cushion to go up above Villa, and we just play a 5 out of 10. Not even. I'm sorry, a 5 out of 10 is actually extremely generous. A 1 out of 10 is how we performed today. In the warning signs, I've kind of been there, guys, because we didn't play great against Palace, and we didn't play great against Everton, and there's been a couple other matches where we maybe haven't been deserving of the result, and I would have snatched a draw at any point of that match, and that just shows how still vulnerable this team can be. I mean, credit to Will Osula for that shot. Was it 90th minute on the money? Guy just, I mean, we have the ball. We're supposed to be attacking towards the final 10 minutes of a match, especially with the other team down to 10 men. It's supposed to be attack after attack after attack. Aaron Ramsdale needs to be, jumping all over the place to try and save all of the shots that United are putting on. And there was maybe one 5-minute spell where that was happening. Otherwise than that, Newcastle were looking like they were in a training match, for Pete's sakes. It's just a really bad night. A really bad night. Yeah, I don't really know. Luckily, we have too much time in between us playing Aston Villa. Hopefully, we can get things figured out. But it's a blow. It really does. This one hurt. It always hurts against Newcastle for some reason, but this one really hurt. But I'll talk to you all soon. I guess it'll be a couple weeks, so stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. God bless.